Okay, in this video, I'll be going over some of the trig identities and how you can remember them without having to memorize them. I'll be going over how to find sine squared of x, cosine squared of x, tangent squared of x, cosecant squared of x, secant squared of x, and cotangent squared of x. So the first one you typically learn is sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1. That's one we typically can remember. So from here we can easily either solve for sine squared of x or cosine squared of x. But how could we find like tangent squared of x or cosecant squared of x? Well, what we could do is we can divide all of this stuff by sine squared of x. Or, well, to do tangent, I suppose what you have to do is divide everything by cosine squared of x. So let's see what happens here. So sine squared of x over cosine squared of x, that's going to turn into tangent squared of x. This is going to turn into 1. And this is going to turn into secant squared of x. So now we've figured out what secant squared of x is, and we could also solve for tangent squared of x. So now, if we wanted to find cosecant squared of x or cotangent squared of x, we would instead divide the original sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1 by sine squared of x. So we can do that again really quick. Let's write this out. So we'll divide it all by sine squared of x. Sine squared of x over sine squared of x is going to be 1 plus cosine squared of x over sine squared of x is going to be cotangent squared of x. 1 over sine squared of x is going to be cosecant squared of x. So now we solve for cosecant squared of x, and now we could also solve for this cotangent squared of x by just subtracting 1 on both sides. So this is how I would remember how to do these on like an exam or something. I wouldn't outright memorize these. I mean, I suppose you could, but I guess it's not too bad. But this is where it all comes from. So that's it for this video.